Captain's log. Okay. Captain's log. Subdate 200415.5. As we have made our way into the salty sea, leaving the Bering Strait long behind us, the long-range scanners have sighted a sunken tower. I intend to investigate and attempt to retrieve anything of use in my efforts to find a way out of this dead mean water. If I am lucky, I'll find a map or a survivor. Welcome everyone to the third This Week at Twitter or Twat. This week I have 8 subjects I would like to address. As an advanced notice, this video series will be moving to Friday and Halls of Injustice will be coming to Wednesdays. The reason for that is because if I call a video this week and I do it on a Wednesday, I'm only really covering the first 3 days, aren't I? So it makes more sense to have it on a Friday. To start, we're going to go to the very creator that inspired me to start my own YouTube channel and upload, and that's Mr. Repsion, Daniel Solzbach, who on the 8th of April, when Bernie suspended his presidential campaign, tweeted this out. Now granted, if you think about it, he could well be including the coronavirus as well with this, but I would just say, you knew Bernie was going to lose weeks ago. You knew this. He was not going to beat Biden, because while Bernie had the support of the young people and lots of donors who are young, Biden had the support of all the big companies. Therefore, Bernie was never going to win. I personally would have preferred he won, because I think the debates would be more interesting with Trump than with a guy who's clearly got dementia and would more than likely spend most of his time trying to sniff Melania's hair. I guess the reason I'm showing this is because this is an incredibly salty response to something you knew was going to happen. Next, on Twitter I've noticed an increase, a rise if you will, of people who support maps, but also those that support zoophiles. As far as zoophiles go, I will be going on Irate Alex's channel at 3 PM GMT to discuss that. Although since this video will be coming out at 4 PM, that stream will have already happened. I'll link it below regardless. Called Dribbler Dives. With regards to maps, I did not know there was a considerable amount of support on Twitter for map positivity. That is in fact a hashtag, not even a joke. You can thank Elmira here. Because Isabel says map rights. Maps equal valid. Yo, right. After looking at Elmira's page, I've noticed they've supported those that suspend the accounts, so Twitter, who suspend the accounts that attack people who are themselves maps. For those who don't know, a map is an acronym, not to be confused with the thing I'm trying to locate so as to escape Kekistani waters. It's starting to really bug me that my skin is crawling on command. MAP stands for Minor Attracted Person. My view on maps are, quickly locate yourself some help before you end up crossing the line and end up becoming the experiment to somebody in a prison cell who wants to get involved in genital powerlifting. Accounts like this disgust me. I wouldn't say silence them though. No, keep them there so I can see where they are. Point, laugh, and tell you to please stop trying to also connect yourselves, courtesy of the rainbow in the background, with the LGBTQ community. They don't want you. Next. So this next one's quite interesting because it actually started as a hot take that I noticed, which then forced me to dig deep and dive right in to finding out what on earth the context was, which was not helped by the fact that I was actually blocked by the user they are talking about. So this is the tweet that I consider the hot take. I will unfollow, soft block, or block anyone who takes the but. It's bad because stealing is wrong. This isn't about harassing a trans woman position. F you and your Gamergate logic. So what is the context? This comic is the context, which encourages someone to go and steal from retailers, which then spiraled because people obviously lashed out. The person who actually drew this drew something many of you might be familiar with, called The New Guy, which became a meme because people started using it because the artist tried to imply the new guy was a bad person, but in the comic, he's not. He's just polite, kind, and just wants to be friends to everyone, because that's what you're meant to do when you're the new guy. You want to fit in after all, so your work is easier. And I'm going to throw this in now. Random block of the week time, everyone. Consider it an intro thing, I don't know. This person, no idea who you are, but I'm blocked by you too. Oh, joy for joy. I'm so damn happy. But this is the context anyway. It is an absolutely astonishingly intellectually disingenuous hot take, comparing a consumer movement, which is what Gamergate is, or was, with this, which is not a consumer movement at all, but entirely someone encouraging people to steal from retailers when you can't get your art supplies cause in it swag must steal thieves, yo, they have my precious. You both suck. And if you're blocked, by the way, by the artist, please let me know. People started tagging me when they realised I wasn't the only one who was blocked by this artist, having never heard of them or interacted with them. Next. Last week, the main subject was James Charles and the DV TikTok challenge thing about bruises, cuts and all that nonsense, which, I'll be honest, led on handily from the week before with the clout chaser licking toilets. Well, it seems the clout chasers are still bleeding through to Instagram quite handily, and those are being shed to Twitter. So I've got one for you. Here it is. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? The work that went into that is quite impressive, but still a ridiculous challenge that undoubtedly offended a large quantity of people who have been victims of this. But oddly enough, it's not the image that caught my eye. It's the hashtags. Hashtag Halloween. Hashtag battered. Hashtag bruised. Hashtag burned. I don't see any burns. But there's something else that caught my eye, which also bugs me, is that people were using this on Twitter to make a key point about this challenge, because this one predates the TikTok challenge by 5.5 years. Because this image was posted in 2014, which tells me that the original person who posted this was just showing off a fancy dress costume because when it was posted, it was nearer to Halloween, which oddly enough it was. Therefore, this person is not the clout chaser that many tweeted that she was, nor is she promoting DV when she was in fact prepping for a Halloween party. Frustrating when people try to use very old news and images to make very bad points about clout chasers. If you're going to make a point about a clout chaser, use an actual clout chaser. So next we go to Raph, who tweets, imagine if Diane Abbott had purchased 17.5 million faulty antibody tests and Corbyn had the worst daily death toll recorded in Europe. Just imagine that. Hashtag Boris the Butcher. Boris at the time was not exactly cleared for work. He was still in hospital and others were running the country. They were doing everything they could to get on with what needed to be done, to the point where hospitals are now actually over-prepared to an extent, because when they doubled their capacity, the Nightingale hospitals were not getting used, and are still barely in use. The only real discernible issue we have still is the lack of PPE and testing, both of which are being done. But it's interesting to note that what he references, as far as the testing goes, is that we got kits from China, but they weren't orders, as the full order was provisional subject to testing, under the premise that the tests already failed. This attitude of just pointing, blaming, and then saying conservatives hate humanity, which is essentially what it boils down to every damn time, is a weak tactic from intellectually stunted people who can't be bothered to just do their bit to help. You are up there with the celebrities who think that they're clever by saying, I feel like I'm in a prison because I'm stuck in my mansion, or crying on the doorstep because I need to express myself, because I'm a boomer celebrity, and not one of the other clever ones that evolved to the new age, where you could just use Twitch, YouTube, and livestream to get your opinions out there and entertain the masses. Or do something simple. Raise money for charity, raise money for the NHS, raise money for NHS staff to get a bonus when this is all over. It's not rocket science. Alyssa Milano, actress best known for her role within Charmed, heavily involved in the Me Too movement, very, very anti-Donald Trump, has recently thrown her weight behind Joe Biden. Interestingly, recently, a number of allegations in fact, came out against Joe Biden of the SEX variety. Do you remember Brett Kavanaugh? Alyssa Milano was very vocal in taking the stance of guilty until proven innocent, and he must therefore go to prison until we ascertain whether or not he's truly guilty, or we should just listen and believe to Blasey Ford, who's vanished oddly enough. But this time with Joe Biden, she has tweeted out an article and a YouTube video where she has been interviewed about backing Joe Biden. And I'm going to now just summarize it for you. You need to back Joe Biden regardless of the sex allegations, because he needs to beat Trump for the greater good. We need to beat Trump even though these allegations exist, and he should be, because everyone should be, innocent until proven guilty when it suits me, and only then. Until then, everyone else is guilty until proven innocent, because we're a free society, swag. And as a free society, swag, we must make sure our enemies are defeated, and we look swagtastic in the process. So let's have somebody who should be innocent until proven guilty, I will concede. Let's have them go up against Trump, because we need him to beat Trump regardless of my obvious contradiction and bias. Genius. We have one more, by the way, and this one's hilarious.
I'd like to address this video to former president and current homosexual Barack Hussein Obama. What's up, you pussy bitch? How you like this? It's a hamburger. You recognize it, you un-American fuck? That's right. Aw, does that hurt your feelings? Are you gonna cry? I don't care. And guess what? I got another one. I got 2 of these just to piss you off. Just to fucking make you mad, you Muslim bastard. Man, those are good. You freak bitch. You little alien. God damn, dude. You suck, man. You Hawaiian pussy. They don't have this where you're from, do they? In Hawaii, that's good. Oh my God, that's good. Man, that's good. Anyway, Barack, hope you're doing okay. Just wanted to check in and say fuck you for ruining this country, pussy.
With what Caleb has tweeted, I'm kinda torn, because I spent an inordinate amount of time going through his tweets, and I realised he is quite a funny person, if you're somewhat politically neutral, because he does make some very edgy comments with regards to who should be the president by sticking Biden and Trump in a room and waiting to see who screws who first, and the person that gets screwed loses, which then sets up a whole different joke about having a grapeist in charge, and that Bernie wasn't his first choice, it was Shogun. He has also made tweets commenting to Obama about eating a burger for breakfast. The dates coincided with when Barack Obama was in Saudi Arabia eating a vegan option and people not knowing why. But since Obama is renowned to have eaten burgers in the past, while urging the world to eat less meat, the joke there sets itself up. And let's not forget, at the end of that little video I showed you, Caleb called Obama an un-American F while holding a taco in his hand, hence why I stuck an American flag on it. With all the things I cover here, I'd love to know what you think the stupidest is. I kind of think that video was a Poe. The response was pretty funny if it is. Please do let me know in the comments down below. I hope you'll have a fantastic Wednesday, and thank you all for listening.